It's my last year. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the February 12th meeting of the Muncie Board of Public Works and Safety. If you'd like to rise, if you can, for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Welcome. If we could have roll call, please.
Ted Baker.
Present.
Lola Mauer.
Present.
Linda Gregory.
Present.
Thank you very much, Lacey. We've been given the minutes from the February 5th meeting. If we have a motion to approve.
I move approval of the February 5th minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, any comments or questions? I know I keep saying this, but, we're very fortunate with having Lacey on our team, and so we're just very grateful for you, Lacey. Thank you for the excellent work you do. Okay, having no comments or questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carried, thank you. We've been given the register of claims to approve. If we could have our City Controller Craig Wright come forward. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning. Sent out the claims yesterday afternoon. Our usual utilities and our monthly paying to Indiana Michigan Power for the traffic signals and street lights, which is always $40,000 or in that ballpark. Had a couple repairs this last week. One was for a fire truck, paid to S&S Field Service for $16,311.57. And our new one-man patcher was repaired last week for the street department. And with that, I will open it up to any questions you might have.
Okay.
I will say this, that I had a really interesting discussion before the questions with the fire chief as far as looking after the money for the city. The fire truck that was repaired, when they originally said that was one of the ladder trucks, aerial trucks, the company originally said, well, you need to replace this and this and this for $500,000.
Sure they
which he said, no, we don't, but this is what we needed. So it was significantly less, and I appreciate his efforts on that.
Okay, very good. So do we, how many comments or questions?
I have none.
From the committee, okay?
I have just a quick question. On page 16, can you just outline what the professional services are?
Grant writing, predominantly grant writing.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So do we have a motion to approve the claims as presented?
I move approval of the claims for $535,331.
Second.
Okay, do we have any comments or questions from those in attendance? Okay, having none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Craig, very much. Excellent work. We do have a few items of new business. We have a contract for Till Pond Design Build with Flatland Resources. We have Adam Leach, City Controller, sorry, City Engineer.
Nope, we're not in control like that. Good morning. Adam Leach, City Engineer. So yes, we have it's a professional services contract essentially for design build of a recreation area at Till Pond. We went through the RFP process here at the Board of Works. Flatland was selected as most responsive. We have since negotiated contract, and contract is basically before you, $931,000 and some change. $500,000 of that is being paid for by a grant. I believe that is a recreation grant, which is done through state parks, I think. Maybe. I can check on that for you. But either way, there's $500,000 paid for a grant. I believe the remainder, $431,000, is going to be paid for through MRC and/or edit. And the mayor can confirm that. He's right there. But any questions?
For the sake of someone who may not know where Mill Pond is, what would you?
Till Pond is basically at.
Mill Pond, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's at the intersection of. Well, it's not at the intersection. It's on Tillotson, just past 12th Street. It's kind of out in the weeds there to what would be the east.
Southeast corner.
Yeah.
Yep, southeast corner behind the Speedway.
Oh, okay.
What used to be a trailer park at one point, so it's kind of tucked back in the woods there a little bit. So this is to build basically a parking lot, put in I think we're aiming for a quarter mile, no, strike that. I think it's a half-mile trail around it. You know, folks that want to take a nature jog, that type of thing. It will be an improved trail. It will also have fishing piers. It is kind of meant to be more of a natural area park than a, traditional city park, I
Playground
guess.
type of thing, yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That's a great addition to our community.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Scheduled to begin when and completed when?
They have already, with my consent, started some work on the clearing. That way we're not interfering with bat habitat. That's always kind of a touchy subject here in Indiana. So they've already started. We'd anticipate construction be complete by the end of the year, but once again, some of that comes up to weather and, any unknown conditions we find.
But probably opening the following year,
We would hope
next
so.
year.
Yes.
Great.
Excellent.
Do we have a motion to approve this contract?
Sure. I move approval of the contract with Flatland Resources.
I'll second.
Okay, do we have any comments or questions? Excellent project. Okay, and I know you've been working on it for a long time, so that's great. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you, Adam Milan.
Thanks, sir.
We have the agreement with Make My Move, Muncie. We have the Honorable Dan Ridenhour, Mayor of this great city of Muncie.
Well, my name's Dan Ridenhour. I am the mayor. It is my pleasure to say this is a renewal. This is the, I guess, the third renewal now. We started in '22. And I want to share with you some numbers. The state they didn't in the first year, as we were early adopters, but as other cities got involved and had some successes, the state does put in half the funding. It's reimbursement, so we put it up first through EDIT, and then the EDIT gets reimbursed by the state for half of it. But the results so far, since '22, we've had 188 people who have moved here. These are people who, they generally keep their jobs. That's the goal. They work remotely somewhere else. Our largest states have been Pennsylvania, California, and Texas have been our largest states of people who are moving here. We do focus a lot on Ball State and Ball State grads, and because they're most likely from the area and most likely have a familiarity with Indiana and often are interested in moving back. But these are higher income, remote workers, and so far we've had 188 since this started. The economic impact of those 188, the number I'm given, and it was pretty exact, is $4,393,525. That includes income taxes, that includes property taxes, because even a renter pays property taxes, so there's a factor that's included. They pay it through their rent. And then also the services that, there's a certain percentage of services that a person's salary will do within the community. And so that's all factored into that $4.393 million. Last year alone was about 1.6. So this will, we're looking for another 25 movers, and most of those movers do come with spouses or partners, and some come with kids. So it's been good for the school system. It's been good all around. So we would like to renew this once again, and you have that contract there. So it is it's there. If there were any questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them.
So the consideration for the services such, say, Make My Move is $155,000, is that right, what we have to pay?
We will pay, including the incentives. Now, some of the incentives are covered by other entities. Ball State pays an incentive, the Chamber has some incentives, some other restaurants and things have some incentives, but our portion is actually higher than that when you add all that in.
Okay.
But the state comes back and pays half.
Okay.
But to be part of the program and have their marketing, they created the website, they do all the push, they do the initial contacts, and then it comes through the mayor's office, and we handle it from there to connect them locally.
Okay. Okay, great. I see that on the last page there. Okay, go ahead.
Do you
Okay.
find that most of the people are renting, or are they buying homes, or do you have any idea?
Most do start renting with the intention of buying, and our retention rate is 87%. So I feel like that's a pretty good number. So people are moving here, and overwhelmingly, they are staying in our wonderful community. They see the same value in it that we do.
Great. That is a great program. Thank you for providing the data. That puts a lot of meat to it and really accentuates what the program is all about. So thank you for your vision on that. Okay, so do we have a motion to approve this?
I move approval of the remote worker recruiting contract as presented.
And second.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Again, thank you very much. Let's say, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Mayor. Okay, and then we have the last item on our new business is IT proposal by Adam Williams. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, Adam Williams, City IT Department. This is a renewal of our layman's term, it's antivirus, but now it's called Endpoint. And then we're actually upgrading that service to a little bit more expansive, so there's an increase in cost. So it's not a small amount, it's a 3-year agreement, and we will be doing the cost spread over that 3-year software license agreement term. So we wanted to make sure it's in front of the board to dot our i's and cross our t's.
And so that is for $79,141.77.
Yep, for 3 years.
For $26,380.59 per year for the 3 years. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that was.
I was double checking my numbers there. Yes, that is correct.
Just making sure it's in the record there, so.
Yep.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve this proposal?
I move approval on the IT proposal.
I'll second.
Okay, now do we have any comments or questions? Linda or Lola? Okay. Anybody else? Any comments or questions? Again, thank you very much. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, motion carried.
Thank you.
Do we have any other business for the good of this committee? Having none? Okay, meeting adjourned.